great game. It's a great game. It was a great game. And on my birthday. Happy birthday to me. I'm older than most of Man City's starting 11, but happy birthday to me. Yeah, it was a great game. Great result. 5-1. We're going further in the cup. But let's take a step back again, just like against Newcastle, and say this result doesn't mean a whole lot. This is a very weakened Man City side. You don't have Joe Hart in goal. You have Di Michelis, Zabaleta, and Kolarov in defense, and then some other youngster. And then you have Fernando in the midfield, and everybody else on the field, all youngsters. So this was not exactly Man City we were facing. This was Man City's B team. Not even the B team. This is their youth squad. They're under 18s, pretty much. So it was a good result, but there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed. One, starting the same lineup that we had against PSG. Which means, I was thinking, playing PSG away from home, you can't play Matic, so you put in Mikel. Okay, understand not playing Loftus-Cheek. He's a youngster, not ready for the Champions League. I can accept that. But then you don't play any of them today. You don't play Loftus-Cheek. You don't play Matic. You sub Matic in. You put out the exact same starting lineup we had midweek. Why? That doesn't make any sense to me, especially putting out Mikel again. I mean, granted, he did do better today, mainly because he was facing teenagers. But still, why would you put him out there again instead of giving some of our other players a chance? Like, especially coming off of a midweek game, you don't want to do that. Luckily, Man City didn't have the players to hurt us today, but if they had, we would be out of the competition right now. Other thing that didn't make sense is, like I said, playing Mikel. There are not words to describe how frustrated I am with him. And if you watch my other reviews, you know that. You've seen that. But today, really, it was a better game from him. But he still, you could tell by watching that he's not ready. He's still walking around. He's still standing around. Honestly, this is a game where pretty much everybody did pretty well. There's still moments, but everybody did pretty well except for Mikel. He made a few interceptions and had one nutmeg, which, on a teenager, it's like, watching Messi nutmeg a little kid. Who cares? So, he played well, but it was against teenagers. Who really cares? I want to see him playing well against better people, but he never does. He never steps up in the big occasion. He's always walking around. He's always standing. He never works when we need him to. He worked today. That's not good enough. I don't want you working hard against a lower team and still not really doing much besides just being there in the midfield to make a couple interceptions. I don't want to see that out of who is supposed to be our starting lineup. So that was frustrating. Two main points to talk about for the game as a whole. One was the goal, obviously. Just pretty much the same exact goal we conceded against PSG. You've got Mikel and Fabregas not pressuring the ball, so it's a free ball in behind. Ivanovic doesn't track the player running. Cavani scored. This time it was Iheanacho crossing across to the other young striker. And unfortunately for Dave, he maybe could have done something different, maybe shielded him off or, got there first, gotten in the way, and then kicked it out or something. But he tried to just kick it back where it came from, off the foot of the striker and into the goal. So it's just the same stuff, the same mistakes we were making in the midweek. I'd like to see some change. I'd like to see them look at the video and say, okay, here was the problem. We need to fix this. But instead, we see the exact same problem in this game. So, where's the change? What are they doing differently? Nothing from what I can see. The other problem was kind of a problem. It's been a problem for most of this season. Lack of movement with the ball and off the ball. It's just, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, when they don't have the ball, they're standing and watching. When they do have the ball, they're standing with it and not moving the ball. This is kids we're playing up against. It should be, let's move the ball, let's move it quickly. They're going to run at you because they're young and they're stupid, so they're just going to run as hard as they can and not let up. Just keep moving the ball, wear them out, and then you can play easily. I mean, second half showed that. They were tired by the end of the second half. It was so easy to go and score. So it's frustrating to see that the problems that we had in this game luckily did not come back to haunt us because Man City didn't have the squad to do it. But there's still problems that have been there for all of this season. Why aren't they changing? Why is somebody not stepping up and saying, hey, look, this is a problem. We're not moving the ball fast enough. Hey, look, this is a problem. You got your midfield not pressuring high enough. You got your defense letting people go. Let's fix this. It's like nobody sees it. Nobody is seeing it. Nobody's trying to change it. It's just going to keep being a problem, and we're not going to face teams as easy as this all the time. So I don't know. I don't know what they need to do to change. I don't know who's not paying attention or who's not picking up these issues that need to be fixed, but something's got to change. But anyway, that's the bad side of it. Now let's focus on the good side. I thought, like I said earlier, everybody played well except for Mikel. That's the first time I've been able to say that for this entire season. I don't think there's been one game where everybody but one person played well. I thought defensively, yeah, that one time they messed up, but the rest of the game they were solid. Cahill is a warrior. He took like 3 shots to the face and 1 to the leg. Kept on soldiering through. I thought Azpilicueta did get caught out a couple times where he's pushing up in the attack, but I mean Ivanovic pretty much does that every single time he's at right back. So, but he did well getting back. Just need to make sure we don't use him in the attack too much to the point where he's stuck up there. I thought Baba did very well today. Of course, playing against teenagers, so it's easier to defend against a teenager who's not really going to do much to hurt you or try to be stupid. Fabregas, I thought, distributed very well, played a lot of really good balls in behind. Hazard had a great game, man of the match for me, 2 assists and a goal, and really looked dangerous on the ball. He still a couple moments where he's not getting back to defend, but overall looked much better and much more like what I was seeing last year. Willian and Pedro both played well. I thought Pedro was still doing the defensive side of it very well and was really the only player that looked to get him behind for the entire time he was on the field. Like that's one thing that we really lack in the attack is a player who looks to dart in behind. Costa is a target man who's going to stand up with the ball. Hazard is more of a receive the ball, dribble at the defense. Willian is more of a wing man who's going to stay out wide, cross it in. We don't have somebody that's going to dart in behind, and that's why Schürrle for me was a really good player for Chelsea every time he came on, was because that's what he looked to do every time. To see Pedro getting to do that, really looking to get him behind, it's a good thing. We need more of that. And then Costa, got himself a goal. He really put a lot of pressure on the defense, though, and that's a good thing to have out of your striker, is a striker who's going to work hard to cause the defense problems. So good to see. Subs that came on, Oscar and Traore, I'm glad. I wanted to see them both come on. Really disappointed, though, not to see Loftus-Cheek come in, and Matic did get to play, but I just, once again, thinking about what Hiddink said about him when he first came in, saying that he had a plan for Loftus-Cheek, and then still nothing with him. He's just leaving him on the bench. He's hardly playing him. He's only played twice, I think, since Hiddink took over. So it's frustrating to see that Hiddink's not keeping his word. He's not keeping his promises. I want him to play Loftus-Cheek more. He looks like a really promising young star coming out of our youth academy. Let's see him. I want to see him, but still no. So I don't know. That's Hiddink. Still frustrated. I mean, some of his decisions today with the starting lineup and then how long he waited to get the subs in don't make a lot of sense to me, but he's got the job for now. hopefully we can just finish out the season, maybe win the FA Cup, and then next season things will get better. We'll bring in an actual manager who knows what he's doing. But overall, it was a good game. They did play well. I just, once again, have to be very hesitant in thinking that this means anything, because how many games this year have we won that it was like, okay, yeah, we're back, we're doing great, and then the next game it just looks pitiful. So who knows? Maybe this is a turning point. Maybe this is them starting to play back into form. Even though it was a weakened Man City side, they still played well. They still did everything they could to try to really take the game to them in the second half. Just hope to see more of it. So that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. What do you want to see change? What do you want to see do differently? Or do you want anything to change at all? Leave a like and subscribe for more Chelsea content, and I'll see you at the next game. Peace out.